So my agency hit $0 per month in January. The same month I moved into this apartment, and I'm just gonna break down my experience and the honest truth about running an agency in 2024 that people might not tell you about, or in my opinion, is kind of gate kept from a lot of people, or you don't see posts about these topics. But if you guys watch my video, this is my last month, August, in this place. I did the whole moving out thing. Maybe I'll make a whole video on moving out, and honestly, it was worth it. This was worth it. At the start, I even tried to cancel my lease because it was kind of overwhelming. I wasn't used to paying that much in bills. And now looking back at it, bro, this shit was worth it. Honestly, the first 2 months I was super homesick, but it forces you to grow. And then you also get a little view like that. And I didn't have the craziest view. Beyond grateful though to even have a place. But yeah, let's sit down and actually talk about what happened, man. I was at $0 per month, and think about it. I just moved into a place, and the same month I hit $0 per month. So let's actually dive into this and discuss kind of what happened during this time. I need to sit down because it might be a bit of a long story, but yeah, let's dive into this. So basically, your boy got scammed by one of his clients. So I got scammed by one of our clients who we worked with for a long time. We made him a lot of money, and for whatever reason, this guy stopped working with us, and then he never paid us out for, the service we were doing. So we never got paid out for that. And then also, we started working with a younger guy, and he also scammed us. So have contracts in place. You want to have contracts in place no matter what. Make sure you guys have contracts set up. But essentially, I'll kind of break down what happened and why we ran into this $0 a month situation. Which, fast forward to now, we're having our best months ever. So it's very crazy to look back at what could happen with time and the right information if you acquire it. My bad, I just ate, guys. But yeah, so essentially, if you always see people online who make 100K a month with their agency or 50K a month, they're, these big numbers, you got to think and really understand that it's not just this person who is helping them make that money. This person has a team. They have systems, they have processes in place. As one person, as a single person trying to run an agency, it's going to be literally impossible to reach 100K a month. It's actually not possible, because think about the hours you have in a day. You can only devote so much time to one person and doing one thing. So there's that, right? The reason people are at 100K a month and stuff, they have systems, they have team members, they have 4 or 5 people in their team, even up to 20, depending on the style of the agency. But basically, for a little bit of context on what we would do, we growth operated. We were one of the first people to growth operate before it even had a name. So last year, someone we knew blew up on TikTok. We started making him a lot of money, made him $400K just through selling $500 up to $3,000 3,000 ticket programs and mentorships. So we originally started off doing that, and it brought money in. It was a good starting point. And before where I was at working at Lowe's a bit ago, I was beyond grateful to even be in that spot to do something like that. I finally felt that sense that it was possible to kind of just get back on my feet, considering my background. So in high school, I made my first 100K through having meme pages, right? So it showed me cool, this shit is actually possible and I could actually pull it off. However, now looking back on the whole growth partnering model, I'm not hating on it, I'm not bashing it, but the only thing with that model is if someone came up to me and he said, "What do you do?" I would have such a hard time explaining what we did. We would do the sales side, we would get sales reps, we would, do everything for an offer, GHL, CRMs, everything you could think about. consulting. Like, it was just a mix of a million things. And I didn't like that because I knew like I'm not the best at every single thing that we were doing. It was kind of like, oh, we're decent at like a lot of things, and then we mix it all together, which starting out, it's good to get your feet wet. But over time, it was like, dude, we weren't landing any creators to work with because everybody we worked with was word of mouth. Like, we never did outreach to actually start this business model. It started with one of my friends originally, and that's kind of how we got started. But basically, we ran into a $0 a month situation. Our biggest client left us, okay? Now, think of it like this. We had no systems in place, no processes, no method of acquisition. There was nothing there, no lead gen system for our service. So we were literally just relying on one person this whole time. He was like our whale client, which was okay. He was bringing us money, but now that he left us, he literally called us up and said, look, I'm going to do this on my own. I don't need you guys anymore. So if you're going to do something like this, make sure you have a contract in place. But basically, the reason this happened was we didn't have any systems and processes in place. Now, what do I mean by systems and processes? I'm talking, having a project management system. This could be on different platforms. We personally use Notion, then we also use Slack. Just all these things, SOPs, like all this terminology, we didn't have any of it. So our business was in me and my business partner's brain. So one day I met an entrepreneur. He has an email marketing agency, a 7-figure agency. He came over. We were sitting right here on this couch, hitting some shisha. And he asked me like, look, put your business on paper. What do you guys do? And I was like, shit, I don't even know. Like, I couldn't put it on paper. I couldn't even explain to this dude what we did. And then we went out for dinner that night, and he just gave me a bunch of value and sauce on, what was going on. And he told me, look, you're a few steps away from honestly losing your whole business. And it was true, because at this time we still got some clients going. Like, this is after January, and it was still true. Like, we weren't doing anything crazy at all. Like, it was honestly pretty shit still. And I realized, like, dude, there's really levels to this game, and I didn't know about these levels. Like, I didn't know like what was possible, how people did it. All I would see is posts online. So it was like a wake-up call. It was like, damn, dude, I'm really a few steps away from like possibly losing everything I have built that, I thought was pretty good, but I was close to losing it all. And it made sense. Like, it wasn't a business that we were running. We were just hustling around each day, day by day, hoping for the best. So if you have an agency and you're kind of just waking up and winging things, you don't even know what's going on. You don't even know where to find your company logo. You don't have like company values. Like, you're not even running a business at this point. You're kind of just hustling around. And that was the spot we were in. We didn't have any like system or process. Like, right now, my business partner is on vacation. He's gone for 2 months, and the business is thriving. Like, we're doing good. We're having our best month this year. He's not even here. Like, that's insane growth, because 3 months ago, this would not be possible. Like, 3 months ago, we would have been toast. Okay. So something nobody told me about was like systems and processes. So this means like there must be like an actual like process for everything that gets done in your company and a system. So I like to think of it like this: making a few thousand a month with a company, an agency, whatever it is. I don't think it's hard, because it's kind of like building a house. If we all went today and learned how to make a house, I think we could. But not everybody can go and build like a 50-floor skyscraper. Now that's where like systems and processes come in. Like, I'm in this apartment building right now, and there's a bunch of people who live on this floor, then above me and below me. And the building has to power the whole floors, water, electricity, cleaning, staff, security, all this shit. And it'll be much easier on a 1-story house or just like a regular house versus something like this. So I learned about something called systems, and that basically opened my eyes. Like, we started working with a guy who does 100K a month, and he was my age. And I just started to pick up on stuff he was doing, like all the way from how he onboarded us into his company, into, the way he was moving, how much this person was posting, that, like the way their content was, like all this stuff. And it opened my eyes. I realized like I didn't know shit. I was really just slacking, right? So at this point, I was like, damn, we got to take a step back and really, redefine what we're doing. And one of the biggest things for us was we didn't know what we were really selling. We were just winging prices as we went. Nothing was in stone. We didn't even have like a solidified offer. We were straight up just winging shit, hoping for the best. And you're not going to be able to scale or make a decent amount of money doing this. You're going to be stuck under 10K a month just winging shit, hoping for the best. And that's what we were doing. So it was really a process of rebuilding, So we spent, a lot of time just rethinking, what do we want to bring to the marketplace? And once we got clear on that helped us a lot. Like we just niched down on staffing talent. So remote closers and SDRs into companies. We realized we were actually very good at this. A lot of the success with our clients only came because of the reps we placed. We would always place crazy hardworking reps who are really good at sales. And that's what we niched down on. Cool. We knew we were good at this and we decided to just focus on this one thing. So if we provide all that focus on this one service, we know we could scale it. Versus us in the past trying to do a million things at once. From like making VSLs, I didn't even know how to make a good VSL. I was trying to do everything. So we had this massive epiphany and it was like, holy shit, we were really behind. So we restructured our offer, right? And then boom, we started seeing some success. We actually had something to bring to the marketplace that was valuable, okay? And then we spent a lot of time building our project management system, which is Notion, right? You really set up a Notion where our whole team can communicate with each other. We all know where everything is. Our company is there. Like it's no longer in my brain. It is on a software. If I go into the software, I can see everything from clients to past work to new tasks to communication between other employees. It's all there. So we set that up, which helped a lot because before we would rely on our memory to remember shit, which is embarrassing to look back at. Like, bro, you cannot rely on your memory to get something done. So we did that. We got rid of old hires on our team who were not doing anything. So we reassessed our company values and realized who we need on our team, right? So that was a big pivoting moment for us. And then we invested into mentors. Like one thing with me was I never thought I needed more mentors going, into this online game. But when I met that entrepreneur, his name's Splash, he basically was giving me so much advice and knowledge. And I was like, damn, this guy is so ahead of me. Like he knows so much stuff. Imagine if I could just find someone like this to help us out all the time. So I invested into mentors who run an 8-figure agency and they actually just help agencies scale. And by working with them, we've been able to grow so much. Like we actually have a business now, okay? So moral of the story, and I'm like yapping, but you cannot scale a business by winging it. Like this shit really has to be planned out. You gotta have like a real business. You gotta go from a hustler to a CEO. That's really the only way you're gonna make money. And you gotta have these systems in place because everybody has 24 hours in a day. So how do people make 100K in a month and some people make 3K in a month? One person trades off their whole time to earn income. The other person has systems, people, processes in place, and they're like visionaries. They just tell people what to do. They are directing that company, right? So you cannot expect this memory thing to just take you to 100K a month or even make a decent amount of money. You really need to reevaluate and make sure you have an actual game plan coming into the market, from having an ideal customer to having the right, onboarding processes, the right systems, like all these things that I didn't know about. I didn't even know they existed. Like there's no videos on them that I knew about. I never had an agency mentor, a company mentor, like things like organizational charts. Like I didn't know about this shit till I went to an event and this guy was talking about organizational charts. And I was like, what the hell is that? So yeah, people don't talk about these things, but if you're running an agency and you're actually trying to be serious in this game, you can't just wing it. Like you really need to sit down and plan this shit out because it is not just a little game. You got to take it serious. So yeah, it's been a crazy it's been a crazy last few months, like honestly crazy to look back at. And it is my last month in August in this building, and I'm gonna be back home at my parents' crib, which I'm excited for actually. I'm more of like a family person. I like being around people. I was alone here a lot, and I didn't even have a car out here, which I don't recommend. If you're gonna move out, make sure you have a vehicle, or else it kind of makes no sense. But this is like the view of this building. It's nothing crazy. I don't really come out here too much, honestly, but you know, it's always cool to look back at this. You know, I'm gonna watch this video maybe in a few years and look back at it. And I also got a new phone, so I could record these videos on it, which is awesome. But yeah, guys, I hit 0 a month and I, you know, pushed past it. I figured shit out, and uncomfortable situations will only force you to grow. Like, there was no growing for me if I didn't move out here, if I didn't run into 0 a month, if I didn't get scammed. Like, bro, this shit like built me up. Like, now I have so many more experiences under my belt and like a thicker skin when it comes to tougher situations. So yeah, from 0 a month to, I won't say how much we're at per month right now, but it's definitely a good amount. I want to get to 100K per month by, you know, the end of the year or start of 2025. It is very doable. It is very doable. I'm kind of past that whole mental belief limiting thing. It's more so like, how am I gonna like build the layers up to have myself reach this point? So I'm at a more logical standpoint in scaling the agency versus being like, oh, I don't think it's possible. So yeah, if you run an agency, guys, I hope this helped out. Or if you don't even run an agency and you're kind of like wanting to keep up with me, hope this helped out. If you guys want to see more videos, let me know. Like, I'm trying to do some of these vlogs like this, you know, start just talking to the camera. I got good feedback from my first video and I never made one again. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna let y'all go and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.